So it would be the same principle, but because your feet are a little bit flat, I would focus on a few other things. So start off with learning how to create an arch. So if this is your foot, right? Think about grasping the floor with your toes, and you have to manually, like physically think about creating the arch, because if your feet are flat, you're like constantly like pressed down like this, right? So think about doing this as you're squatting, as you're pressing on the way up and the way down. This is something that you will have to do the entire range of motion. I would also focus on just taking off your shoes whenever you're squatting or leg pressing or something like that. Either that or wear some sort of shoes that are flat-footed, and I would personally recommend something that's open-toed, meaning it's wide from the front. I would also recommend you doing some kind of exercises at home. This is like basic PT stuff, but okay, at home, you take off your shoes, right? You sit down somewhere, you put a small towel underneath your foot, your bare foot. So imagine this is your foot. The towel will be under your foot. All you have to do is think about kind of dragging the towel with your toes. Make sure that your foot is like flat on the floor, though, like your heel, and then you're kind of just doing a few exercises doing that, just a few reps here and there, and that should kind of help you strengthen that motion of creating the arch. And the last thing for flat feet is use toe spacers. You can get some cheap ones on Amazon for like 15 bucks, and just get used to wearing them. Ideally start off with like 15-20 minutes. This might be painful because we're so used to wearing narrow shoes with like a heel and a cushion that honestly are just kind of making your foot weak over time. And okay, so if you look at babies, their toes spread out like this, and ideally we should all be able to do that, but over time most people's toes end up like this, and that that can lead to a bunch of issues like instability at the ankle, which can lead to pain at the knee, which can lead to pain at the lower back. Sometimes it could even lead to pain at your shoulders, because we're on our feet most of the day and you're just taking steps and you're taking them wrong. And anyways, long story short is spread out your toes, learn how to make an arch, and it's the same principle as pressing with the heel and everything that I mentioned in the last video. So hope that helps.